What's up, YouTube? And welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, the Knicks fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we get into it, I want you to do me one small favor. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop. Hit the notification bell. All right, y'all, let's get into this video. But before we get into it, I want to say don't worry about the rundown. I'm not going to match it. It's not going to be a long video. We're going to get into the stats real quick because what I really want to concentrate on is Josh Hart. Y'all seen the thumbnail, and I'm going to tell you how he can average 20 points. So let's hit this game. Then we go to the first round, which is going to be kind of significant in this video as also. So let's talk about the game 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, 2 minutes the most. This is going to be the stats. Knicks came out 128 to 115. Carl Anthony Towns, 40 points, 12 rebounds. The way he was shooting that ball, it looked like that thumb is starting to heal. We know about the knee, and there's also reports about Josh Hart might need an off-season surgery for his knee. We're going to talk all about that. I see down the rundown. We ain't going to go with the rundown, with the tick-tock. We're going to get there. We're going to talk about that, and that contributes to some of them minutes. You know what I'm saying? The minute police is going to be here until the Knicks win the championship or till Tom Thibodeau start changing his ways. All right? All right. 10 rebounds, 5 assists to go along with them 30 points. Brunson, 8 points, 8.7 assists. The Knicks, man. I said in my last video I was more worried about, one injury away from doom, but let's not even think about that. We was gonna talk about off nights. Brunson having an off night. We was lucky that Carl Anthony Towns was able to step up with the performance that he did. Are we going to be so lucky? Are the team going to have that energy? I'm already rolling into that minute police, but we ain't going to talk about that. We're going to get these stats out of here, and then we're going to get into the playoffs that first round, because I think y'all going to have some people worried. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm worried. I started looking at some things, and I'm worried. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm worried. All right? So we see the stats here. The Knicks shot pretty well from the floor, 53%, 37% from downtown. Free throws were 87%, going 20 out of 23. Rebounds 48. Offensive rebounds 13. Assists 37. Like I said, when the Knicks get more than 20 assists, when they hit that 30 mark with assists, we usually win the game. 6 steals, 2 blocks. Let's go over moving on to turnovers. 14, just a little bit above our average. Points in the paint, 68. I think that should be, when Mitchell Robinson come back, that should be something that we really, really emphasize on, getting more points in the paint and getting our centers involved. Really, because the Knicks do damage in the paint. They really do damage in the paint, more damage than the three-point shot. Second chance points tonight, 19 compared to the Indiana Pacers 6. Knicks was taking care of the ball. They wasn't letting Pacers get out on a transition. You know what I'm saying? Fast break points. Well, excuse me, I messed up there. You understand? They was not letting them get them rebounds. I meant to say, because they was getting out in the transition. They got 18 points. The Knicks got 20 points in fast break. Points off turnovers about even, 15, 16. The biggest lead was 21 points. Pacers 7. And that was the Pacers making a move early in the first half of the game. It looked like it was going to be a more competitive game than it was. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. All right, so with that being said, like I said, we wasn't going to stay on the minutes. We're going to move right along. We want to talk about the playoffs. And the reason why I'm bringing up the playoffs, this was the standings before the game started. So I know the standards change because it's another day, all right? But the two teams that I'm worried about, if the playoffs were to start today, we probably would meet Milwaukee, Detroit, or Miami. Miami, I think they're going to still be feeling their way out. You know what I'm saying? They do look like a better team without, I ain't going to say better, but they look more relaxed without Jimmy Butler over there. The guys looking like they having fun again. Like, what's that old cliche? Got the love of the game again with Jimmy Butler going. I just think Jimmy Butler is one of them locker room guys that just add tension to things. You know what I'm saying? They look like they about to do things. And the Bucks, I still think the Bucks is tenders. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Bucks got personnel over there, and we just sent our boy Sims over there. But I don't think the Bucks is really gonna compete when it comes to the playoffs. The team that I'm really worried about, because y'all already see I did say too much, and that is the Detroit Pistons. I'm not gonna lie to you. You look at these guys, they're above 500 for the first time in you know what I'm saying? They got a very nice roster. The only thing they're missing really is a true point guard. You know what I'm saying? But no, excuse me. I'm thinking of Orlando. I'm about to mix Orlando up in that. Orlando continues using true point guard, but Clay Cunningham is doing his thing over there. You look at what they averaging. You know what I'm saying? Just from a year ago, everything is different. Everything is different. And I think they're going to be a threat. You know what I'm saying? Not only to the Knicks, not only to the Knicks. When the playoff time come, I think Detroit Pistons is going to have a lot of people worried. And I don't know, man. It's going to be very interesting to um see what happened in the playoffs, because Detroit is going to be one of them teams that's going to shock a lot of teams, a lot of people when the playoffs is said and done. You look at these guys, Malik Beasley, he's shooting very well from downtown. Well, how many points he's averaging? 16 points. It's like if you look at them, if you look at this team, you got 5 guys that's averaging in double digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse me, that's 6. You got Duran. He's going to do what he do. You got Malik Beasley. You seen what he did one night when he was playing. What, twice, I think. He killed us, man. And when he get hot, he get hot. He can shoot the ball. You got Ivory probably be back. And is he out for the season? I don't really remember. No, somebody hit me in the comments. Bias Harris can be and get lit. You know what I'm saying? Tim Hardaway Jr., one of my favorite players. The Pistons are a dangerous team. Not only are they dangerous, they started to buy into what their coaches preaching. You know what I'm saying? And you see how they was busting down Chicago tonight. So when it comes to the playoffs, if the Knicks was to match up with the Detroit Pistons, if you look at the standings right now, that would be the team I think we would play if the playoffs were to start today. I know Cleveland will have to wait to see who come out of that play-in tournament. Probably be out of the Heat, and if it was playoffs to start today, Orlando, Bulls another team. I think they next year they might make some noise. The Hawks, they still with the trade. I don't know with the trade that just happened. They're gonna make the playoffs, but I don't think they're gonna be a threat. I don't think they're gonna get bumped in the first round. But Detroit, out of all the teams, when we pass from Cleveland, Boston, Knicks, and I'm gonna give some love to the Pistons. Excuse me, to the Pacers. Once you drop past the top 4, I don't really consider the rest of them teams dangerous. But I really am scared of the Detroit. I don't mean to contradict myself. I mean, out of all the teams, once you drop past top 4, the most dangerous team in that heap, in that pack, in my opinion, is the Detroit Pistons. And not only should the Knicks be worried, I think Cleveland should be worried. I think Boston should be worried, especially when the playoff time comes. I know Cleveland is playing some outstanding basketball. I only wish the Knicks was. They are. You know what I'm saying? We got some games where we got to meet them. We got at least 3 or more games, and we can get another gauge. I hope it's not a disappointing loss. Like, even if we lose, don't lose the way we lost to Boston. You know what I'm saying? Do not get blown out. You know, you hear me, Brunson? You hear me, OG? Hope you back. Do not lose in that fashion. Please do not lose in that fashion. All right, let's move right along. Like I said, was going to follow the rundown. Try to get up out of here real quick. So with that being said, we got to talk about my boy Josh Hart having 30 points. When you look at this right here, Josh Hart, this is an old post from Twitter. And December 23rd last year, just barely 2 months ago, some guys posted, not tweeting until Josh Hart scored 30 points. I guess you tweeting, bro. I guess you tweeting, bro. I guess you tweeting. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't calling it with X. I'm not calling it. He on Twitter, so I guess you tweeting. I guess you tweeting. Josh Hart, like I said earlier, 30 points, 12 or 16, efficient as hell. 10 rebounds, 5 assists. I guess you are tweeting, my bro. Now let's talk about Josh Hart. Now, Josh Hart can average 20 points. And I'm gonna tell you how, all right? Y'all already talked about the return of Mitchell Robinson, the big lineup, right? The big lineup. Now, if we got that big lineup going to probably consist of Mitchell, Karl Anthony Towns, Anunoby playing the small forward, Bridges moving to that shooting guard, and come on, Brunson is not leaving the court. So that pushed Josh Hart to the bench. And y'all telling me that Josh Hart can't get 5 points per quarter? The man that do everything. Now, you know he's going to hit a three, at least 2 threes, even if you don't think he is. He's going to give you a three. You know what I'm saying? And maybe not every game, but it is possible he's going to hit 1 3 per game. But let's just think about that. You telling me he can't hit 1 3 in a quarter? He can't hit a 3 in the first, a 3 in the second, a 3 in the third, a 3 in the fourth. Why getting 2 points? That's 5 points right there. And come on, let's be realistic. He's going to be scoring more than that. And coming off the bench, he's going to have the opportunity because there's going to be more shots for him. Josh Hart can average 20 points. And if you want to be real, we don't even have to wait for Mitchell Robinson to come back. He could have been averaging 20 points this whole time all along since the season started. If Tibbs would have went in, I know everybody keep talking about how good our starting 5 is. And yes, I agree with y'all. We got a good starting 5. We do. Sorry right there. We got a good starting 5. Have a little technical problems there. That's worked out right now. We have a good starting 5, right? But at the same time, if we would start the season off with Josh Hart coming off the bench, Chua at that powerful. I know he was hurt, so people say, "Oh, Chua hurt and this and that." But we had other guys. We signed with Moses Brown. We had people that we could inject into the rotation. You know what I'm saying? To plug holes. You know what I'm saying? That take a little bit wear and tear off guys like that. But if we would have it, well, if Tibbs would have made that type of adjustments coming into like even we'd have Moses Brown alongside of Karl Anthony Towns, that made the team much bigger. You know what I'm saying? And that would have took off pressure of Karl Anthony Towns being one of the top rebounders in the league. And that sounds good for statistical reasons. But if you think about it, if he didn't have to do that and fully focus on his offensive game, the Knicks will be even much more of a threat. Well, that's my opinion, and you know I value yours. So hit me in the comments and tell me what y'all think about that theory right there. You know what I'm saying? I think that the Knicks could have been so much better if Josh Hart was coming off the bench. I think his averages, his points would be about. His rebounds is astronomical for his size and for the position that he's playing. Let's be real. It's almost unheard of. But put him on the second unit, playing against second tier guys, second tier centers. Let's be real. And with guys like McBride, you know, they're gonna focus on him. He's a slasher. You see how Josh Hart played. Josh Hart could be averaging 20 points. In doing so, the Knicks will have a more efficient offense. This is what I'm talking about, adapting and knowing your personnel and knowing how to utilize your personnel. And I keep saying Tibbs is a good coach. He's just not a modern coach. He plays his favorite guys and that's it. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, let's just get to the minute police. You know what I'm saying? Before that, this is a little history, Knicks history right there. This is a stat that haven't been done in over 60 years, almost 60 years. But let's not focus on that. It was a good stat for tonight, a good win. Let's get to that minute police. We have Vince Carter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all heard that. I had a little technical difficulties. We're going to try to play this video one more time. I maybe have to do some editing, but let's go.
The Pacers, and they are battling for that 3-4 seed. But remember, the Pacers went to New York in Game 7 last year and won that game, and that's the supposed reason you want home court advantage.
And my concern is what I talked about earlier is bench scoring. They had 35 bench points from 3 guys, and as opposed to 49 bench points for the Pacers. So I feel like come playoff time, that is a huge factor in my opinion. It's like your bench scoring. So for instance, Jalen Brunson in foul trouble. Now you have to go to your bench, and as a coach in the heat of battle in the playoffs, you walk down your bench, and who do you have confidence in to throw in those situations when you haven't played them, or who will have confidence with those units on the floor when they haven't played those minutes? And that's a concern to me as a coach. Like that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. It's like you have an opportunity to play your guys, and he didn't put his bench in.
I'm be real with you. I'm having technical difficulties on my end.
Minutes for your bench guys.
I don't know if y'all getting any pausing. I apologize. I'm gonna go back and edit and do what I have to fix. But I hope y'all got the gist of it. And like I said, the minute police gonna be here until we win the championship or to Tibbs change his way, all right? Because if he win the championship, you can't say, if you win a championship, you can't say nothing because his way got it done, right? Right. But at the same time, if we don't, you have to think about the minutes that these guys is playing. Let's talk about tonight for one. Brunson, he played how many minutes tonight? 22 minutes. That's not a lot, you know what I'm saying? But he was shooting trash, 4 for 11. Let's hope that he's not suffering for any injuries that haven't been divulged to the media. You know what I'm saying? Let's just hope that it was an off night. Let's be real. Let's just hope that it was an off night. But let's check out the minutes. When I say the minutes, we're gonna concentrate on the bench also. You look at Hooker Porty. Hooker Porty came in. He only played 5 minutes. And this is the game when Miles Turner was out and Towns was able to really utilize his size. And y'all gonna say, Hooker Porty still learning the game. He this, he that. We midway through the season. You're supposed to have your bench, your rookies ready. That's what I mean by coaching. We're halfway through the season. You cannot say these guys is not prepared. They ain't got no game awareness. That's on the coach. So it's weird. We talk about the minute police, but it's not just overplaying the guys. It's underplaying your bench. Because like Vince Carter said, what happens when you have to play these guys? When they're not going to be used to playing with one another? Do that ever come in Tibbs' mind? 5 minutes from Hooker Porty, 1 minute from Colette, Matt Ryan 1 minute. Matt Ryan, I know he might be a defensive liability, but he can put up points. And I think if he get on the court, he's going to try harder, knowing and what Tibbs expect from him, knowing that if he want to stay on the court, he's going to have to play better defense. Josh Hart, like I said earlier, he's going to need surgery off season. We don't know how bad that is. We don't know when he gets to the playoff. Is it that he's not going to be able to continue? He may not be able to continue. They're talking about surgery right now. We're in February. The playoffs start off in April. We got 2.5 more months playing under what Tibbs call efficient basketball. That he's going to have to run under Tibbs' same minutes. And I keep telling y'all, this scheme is very, very demanding on the players, physically and mentally. You have to be in the right position, but you have to get all the way across the court while holding somebody else and while the ball is moving. Everybody know the ball is faster than your feet. You know what I'm saying? So will Josh Hart be healthy enough when playoff time come? This is why the minute police is talking. Is there something wrong with Jalen Brunson? I know y'all gonna say he just scored 36 points the other night, but tonight he didn't look like he had 15 points in there. He didn't. He came out, he forced the issue, but after that, he didn't look like he had the energy. Put up 36 points in the feet. You know, it was too much isolation, not enough motion. I don't know, man. Because I know to some of y'all, it might sound like I hate Tom Thibodeau, but I don't. I appreciate where he got this team. But I give all the credit to management because management who's the one who put this team together, and they gave this guy, and I don't care what anyone have to say, they gave these guys some solid bench pieces. He's just not utilizing them. That's my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think. Hit me in the comments. Tell me how y'all feel, you know what I'm saying? Can Josh Hart average 20 points? I'm guarantee you there's a lot of y'all out there that feel the same way I do. Josh Hart can definitely average 20 points. With that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.